I felt sorry though to have that choker chain. It was a chain that you pull if they didn't do the right movement. But I went along with the training, and the goal was not to have to pull it at all. So initially, we would walk the dog, and when we'd say stop, we would give a little jerk on this chain. And the dog at first wasn't happy at all. But through time, it became successful. And I would say naturally successful for me because I overcame my despair about choking the dog. And I trusted the instructor, and I decided that I would do the program, and other dogs had it done and survived. So it wasn't long before my dog did stop, and I wouldn't have to even pull the chain. And that felt wonderful. The second time, my dog was not as big, but very, very active. But it was young. And I was so surprised that it took on quickly. Immediately, he followed my commands. And I would have to say it in, that English British heel, and he would respond. And that was the other part that seemed to come naturally. A bit of humor for that stereotypical English. Come on, walkies! But I feel that a well-trained dog, especially in a park setting, is very, very important. And I love dogs. And so it was very pleasing to know that a bit of training, a little bit of authority could go a long way. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Johanna.
Table topic master.
Thank you, Johanna.
Okay, so we're gonna have to hear that accent again, Johanna.
Yeah.
What occurred to me was that for all of my life that I could remember, I didn't know how to swim. I could go about as far as from here to the end of that bench, and I would be out of breath. And of course, I was very afraid to go beyond my depth. I would start panicking. And some years back, and I had a bathing suit. I used it just for, wading at the edge or going out as far as I could or something. And I was getting really more frustrated at just going that far and not any farther. And my bathing suit sat in the drawer, and the elastic wore out. And I thought, what's the point in spending money on a new bathing suit if I don't have any use for it? But one day, when I was in Vancouver looking for shoes, I was in the bay, and I happened to come across a bathing suit display, and they were on sale. So just on a whim, I picked out 3, and they all had black in them. And I don't like black as clothing, but they all had a pattern as well as the black. So I thought, okay, I can handle this. So I took 3 of them and tried them on, and one of them seemed to fit quite nicely. And so I forked out $40, not knowing whether I would ever get to use it. And just a few weeks later, my next door neighbor, and I told nobody. My next door neighbor, about 2 or 3 weeks later, said, "Would you like to go swimming?" And so we went, and she found out in a hurry that I didn't know how to swim. At that time, she could swim to Keats Island and back. And she tried to teach me. And, I was using my arms, sort of breaststroke style, but I wasn't able to get my feet to go with them. But after the first couple of days or so, I found I had enough breath to go a little bit farther. And we kept on trying the exercises, but just the coordination didn't work. But I just was able to go a little bit farther, and then a little bit farther. And that's what I would call my experience of success. And I still don't know how to swim. I say I'm swimming with my arms, and my legs are going along for the ride. But I did get to the point where I could go a reasonable distance, just close to the shore, parallel to it, a little bit out from, a little bit beyond my depth, so that I wouldn't bash myself on a few big rocks with barnacles on top, because, going into the sun, you can't see them. So anyway, that's my story.
Thank you.
Very good.
For Laurel, could you tell us how to connect or how to
how to say, we have to find our like a strategy or some like a potential for each of us naturally successful. How to find it
Okay.
from each other.
Great.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Hey. Okay, thank you, Lily. That's a really, really good question. I had an instance last night. I was at a meeting, and I offered to be the speech evaluator. And when it came time for me to, introduce the project and do the description, I realized, well, I didn't have anything. No one had sent me anything, and I kind of made something up on the spur of the moment. Oh, this is her, just what I'd heard before that her speech was going to be about. And I thought, that's weird. Like, nobody sent me anything, and I didn't have anything, so that's what I said. And then I listened to the speech and did my best at evaluation afterwards. And then when I wanted to send her a proper evaluation, I looked down through the agenda for maybe to see if the speech title, I thought, I wonder whether it was in there, the title, and the whole thing was in there. She had put it into Free Toast House, and I guess I'd gotten used to, the other club, maybe they don't do that so much. They always like send the information out, but you're actually supposed to just go to Free Toast Host. And there it all was. And then I started thinking, oh, not only had I had missed that, but all these kind of high level Toastmasters were at this meeting. People that I kind of want to impress a bit because they've been doing Toastmasters, oh my gosh, for so many years. And I'm the area director, and here I didn't even introduce, I was like, I honestly, I knew that this was going to happen. Well, I didn't know, so I was hoping it wasn't going to happen, but it seized that thought, like, what a, the fact that everyone had been seemed really fine with me the whole meeting, and no one had said, oh, you're a terrible Toastmaster, how could you? I realized, no, there was a general feeling of respect and appreciation, but somehow I completely tuned out of that. I tuned into Laurel, and I thought, well, this program has been running a long time. This program that says, oh, you can't make any mistakes, especially stupid mistakes. Oh, like that program was running so long that even though I knew that, all the reasons why I would never beat up on anybody for doing that. But it was such an automatic thing. It kept playing over and I thought, well, I've been running this a long, long time. And it was probably took till about the middle of the night that I was able to, move on to a different sort of place where I went, oh, that meeting was a lovely meeting. It was all about respect and appreciation. It was beautiful. Everyone was so wonderful and accepting, and I felt really, really appreciated, really part of the meeting. And that I would automatically go to that place of, beating myself. I thought, that's really stupid. But I went, that's just the power of these kind of thought forms, and we have these established belief systems about everything, and most of them are just crap because they stand in our way and they blind us to obvious facts about ourselves and to other people. And that was my experience with feeling like a failure, and how I kind of gently, through the course of of a night, really off and on, waking up. I kind of worked my way through that, where I saw to the other side where, like, oh no, that's just all made up. So perhaps that sense of failure is just made up stuff. So back to you, Lily.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, Cynthia, is there anything for you you feel naturally successful?
You would want to be, you wish you were naturally
wish to.
successful at.
Yes.
You wish to naturally successful.
Be. You wish to be.
You wish to be naturally successful.
Yes. Good.
Thank you.
Come on up. Go up. Go up. Yes. Nice jacket.
Well, I think you and your jacket are pretty naturally.
I
So.
got it today.
Oh, it's lovely.
Thank you very much, Madam
Tabletop.
Tabletopics Master. Uh, that is a wonderful question. And what I would love to be successful at is storytelling. I would love to be as successful as the man of my dreams, Matthew Dix. Now, I must say, I don't want to get up on stage and tell stories about myself. I know I could never do that. But to write stories and to tell stories, whether they're fiction or true stories, was such, I can't think of the word. So he's so talented and relaxed, and he speaks so honestly and so freely, and it just seems like it's off the cuff for him, even though the story or what he's saying has been written, has been maybe even practiced a couple of times. But he says it so casually, and it's always so perfect and so relaxed. And the stories are always so entertaining and thought-provoking and funny and wonderful. So I would like to be naturally successful enough that I could emulate Matthew Dix even a little bit. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow,
That question I can answer.